Jr. once made a joke. He said, "I'm black. I'm black. I married a Jew. I'm black. I'm Jewish, and I married a Catholic. So when they come after me, they said we can get everybody with him." So that's how that works. He was a nice guy, Mr. Davis. So I mean, I met Sammy Davis Jr. 64 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. But he was a young person, folks. He was young.
Well, when you met him, he was young.
Yeah. Basically, he was dancing at times like this. I mean, in the late 1930s, he played President of the United States. Tap dancing with his...
Wait. He played President of the United States?
He played the President of the United States.
In a show?
In a motion picture film short. He was the president. Him and Will Maston Trio, they were dancing up a storm. He's the President of the United States.
Oh, really?
So people don't realize somebody was Jr. was back to the 30s in movies, but...
Wow.
But, his children, because he had children with a white woman, basically, you never hear anything about his children.
Mm-mm.
You don't. And,
well, don't you think some of those have changed those times? Because now it's 2010. I don't think so.
What do you think then went after O.J. Simpson? He had a white wife.
Right.
A blonde white
But
wife.
a lot of athletes do that.
That they always pick out, they'll also pick out, for some reason, they'll pick out the bleached blonde, big-chested, tall wives.
They always like that.
And basically, they're always going after where you understand why he did what it was. Because they tend to be more abusive, because they get picked on by, you could have married a nice white girl, or,
A nice white girl?
a nice black girl, I mean.
Oh.
Or you could have married a nice Latino. You could have married a nice Jewish boy. These are the things I mean, so, you gotta imagine, like, my father adored my wife. My father hated her mother. So there's a difference, the same, but, but she is worse than her mother. Well, but she's different. She's got a German father. She had a Japanese father. But see, Cynthia, she knew all of that. So I just think it's that Barack Obama just got this, he can't be...
It's a chip on his shoulder.
He has been trying all his life to be accepted by the Muslims. All his life. As president, he thought that he could, through the power of the United States and personal charisma, be accepted. It doesn't work that way. Because I got to be... I'm under 5'11". I used to be 5'10" and 3/4 and 225 pounds. I was a big person. So if I wanted to do some damage to somebody, I could. But I knew enough that basically if I ever really bopped anybody, I could get into more trouble, so I didn't. Obama never learned that. You got to learn to get along. That was when my grandmother, my Irish grandmother said, if you don't learn how to get along in society, your life is going to be one major hell. So I learned to get along. I'm very good at getting along until I get angry, and then I don't get along, as she knows. So, we're just giving you a reason. They are talking, right now they are talking about this president simply. They said flat out he's not going to, he said it again, I'd rather be remembered as a great one-term president than a mediocre two president. That came out again this morning.
Oh, he did say that?
The very fact that he said that again this morning, which is this is the day this is done, this is August the 23rd, the fact that he said it again, and the fact that they're once again talking about Biden and Hillary switching places, there's no reason for that except for the fact that they're preparing for him to leave office. But that's all based upon the fact that if the Democrats hold the Senate, he's going to fight. He's going to try to hang on because they can't remove him from office no matter what. Because there are people loony enough in the Senate that will stay. Remember, Bill Clinton hung on in his job because of, how about this? Guess which two female senators voted for him?
Is it the same ones?
Yeah.
Oh.
Snow and Collins, and the Democrats were ready to ditch him. So the Republicans had control of the Senate and the House. He was gone. Most of the Democrats, they had basically Republicans they had 54 votes against impeachment. 3 Republicans and 1 Democrat.
Gosh, it seems like so long ago.
Yeah, but You know, the trick is, if our economy keeps going south, it won't make
Yeah,
any
but
difference.
Bill Clinton defining what is sex
Yeah.
right,
Well,
is quite a bit different than what Obama's been doing.
Obama has destroyed the
I
economy.
mean, they're like two polar opposites.
Yeah, like I said, they're going to try simply that no matter who is the next president, they're going to raise taxes. They have to raise taxes to pay for Obama's spending. They're going to cut his programs. They're just simply going to, basically, they're not going to fund him. His health care thing, all of this stuff is dead. But you're more than likely going to see cap and tax passed on you. You're going to see card check passed on you, which will be thrown out by the next Congress or president. They're just going to throw it all
And then the
out.
health care that's there is now a tax.
It's now a
So,
tax.
which means you're probably not going to get the health benefits, but you will probably still get to
You're
pay
going to get
taxes.
the tax, but they figure Congress will toss that out because, oh, you want to be a Democrat and run on that tax in the next election?
Ooh. Well, you know, because whoever's running against you will know what you voted, and they will tell everybody.
You voted for this tax increase, and they can't say, well, we planned for this to go to the health care thing that was never done. Well, Obama never intended for it to be. He needed money to spend for his union plans. I mean, right now they're bitching on television. We've got $2 trillion and not enough funded union pensions. We need the United States government to step forth and fund these things. That's another $2 trillion in debt. If they keep control of the House and Senate, you're going to see it. And if they don't keep control of the House and Senate, you'll probably see it. Because they said, all Obama has to do is smile at the two women senators and Obama. They basically passed every spending bill. I mean, every spending bill he puts up there, they go for it. And they're fiscal conservatives. And they spend money like it's water. They didn't spend money like that under Bush. They were against his spending.
Really?
Yeah, but
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but
Well, you
Obama-
know, maybe they really are part of the Democratic Party. I
They-
mean, people have
yeah.
been talking about that, even though.
But they should just simply join them because they don't vote for they vote for Republican on everything but the fiscal programs now. So, but they're going to be out. They're both going to be thrown out. They're going to be. They're not going to be voted back in. That's the simple thing because it is a Republican state. But they said that if the Democrats lose massively, the people that are there, Reid and Pelosi, are going to be vindictive little monsters. They're going to give you cap and tax. They're going to give you. They're going to put so many laws on you that the Republicans can't stop them because Obama basically, they already know that they can push everything through on a simple majority if he wants to do it, which is 50 votes.
Either that or he just bypasses Congress entirely
And
and
does
just
it by executive
redefines different things.
Yeah, he can basically say anything that the federal, he's been investing in everything that has a federal dollar attached to it, he can basically put an executive order on.
Oh, you mean like that new IPO that they're doing for GM, which has a clause in it that says?
Basically, actually the clause is missing. There's a clause that says an IPO that has to do with the fact that these are figures only. They are not meant to be considered to be accurate representations and may in fact be non-accurate and not reliable. That has been removed under Obama's IPO. But you have to understand the people that are expected to buy his IPO are all owned by Obama.
Well, see, part of it is an initial public offering, although.
He screwed all the people the last time. And they said, well, this company turned a good profit last quarter. Not in this country, they didn't.
Well,
That was the same. They're making money out of this country for years.
yeah, it's like.
If you don't make money here, it doesn't do you any good here because it's not hiring people.
I know, because supposedly they're doing the IPO so that the company can go public again, which it actually was until
Obama-
shareholders had kicked him out.
If Obama would have left it alone, it would have still been a public company. They would have been in bankruptcy, fixed all the problems, but there was a reason why it was done because by doing it this way, they protected the union benefits.
Yeah, but they're not working.
They're not, well, okay. They didn't realize
They own the company, but they're not
that
working.
100,000 people would be put out of work by what he did. Well, because Obama can't. Here's Obama's idea of one and one. Well, because one of the people said the average person working for the President of the United States has to take his shoes off to count to 2. They can't add, they can't subtract, I doubt if they can read. Because anybody knows, for instance, we've done the thing. if you take a glass that's 3/4 full of water, add 3/4 more water, it's going to overflow. But under Obama and their people, if you add 3/4 more water to that cup, there's still room in that cup to grow. I mean, I basically, actually I was watching a bad movie last night where the guy, he's filling a cup full of tea, and it's overflowing. And the other guys, you know, the young priest asked him, "You got to stop that." And he said, "I'm trying to show you an example of how the world works. You can only put so much tea in a tea glass without it overflowing. We can only do so much with what we have without causing it to overflow. That's the simple." So, but like I said, he's a liberal. They all agree. Obama's a socialist. He's an elitist. The elitists think they're smarter than everybody else. They think they weren't going to set separate rules. I know, because my intellect is way above his. I got 3 different doctorates. I'm a smart little beggar. And I put in 220 college credits or something. But I'm a veterinarian. See, I have my nuclear shirt on. I'm a vet. I practice medicine on 1 dog. But no, I'm supposed to be I'm very bright intellectual. And I have a photographic memory.
That could have a lot to do with it.
Which puts me way
I
up.
can't believe you shared that with them.
Well, that's no secret that I don't forget anything. I have to have a problem with photographic memory. You have to have something to jog it. I remember everything I've ever seen, everything I've ever done, and everybody I've ever talked to. But if I'm not paying attention, and I don't pay attention to some of the things I go to, but sometimes I look like I'm not paying attention. I'm watching. I mean, I used to fool around in film class with my Angelique, and they will, will you please explain to people what was on the screen when you were fooling around? And I said, okay, I get up and I go right down. And I said, how the hell would he do that? Because I can multitask. I would listen with one ear with what's going on and then have a good time in the theater. No, but non-experienced chick is she's from the generation, well, 2 generations beneath me almost, But she comes from a different world than I do. My world and her world sometimes get into big cultural clashes, because I come from a world where, especially from the business I'm in, where it's do the job, get it done, and move on to the next one. When her world is do the job and do it until you get it the way you like it. And she'll spend 3 times as long editing a movie. She's better at editing than I am. She's better at most anything than I am. But like I said, my world was to move on. That's how you handle things. Just like the manifest destiny, of which Glenn Beck hates so much, was to always move forward. Now, our Edgar Rice Burroughs, that once you started forward, you can never move back. You just have to keep moving forward. I want to move forward all the time. I'm always reading. I'm always learning. But she does. She studies more than I do. But she's learning. She's learning to get faster with everything.
So what does this have to do with Obama?
It has to do with Obama. Obama had stopped learning a long time ago. This is a man that says the Constitution of the United States was written by a bunch of white guys. It's not relevant for this time period. He reached a point in his life when he saw what he liked, and he stopped going beyond that point. He hasn't grown. He has basically spent 20 years of his life stuck. The Republicans should love him. He's stuck in a time that doesn't exist. And wants everything, it's like Muslim religion is like that also. The Muslim religion wants to turn the world back to a time that never existed. They never conquered the world.